All right, so welcome to Camp K9. We are on day 9 with Lola, and today what we went over this morning was about the proofing phase. So, when Lola is learning a new subject or a new thing to do, whether it's a sit or down or roll over, no matter what it is, we are teaching her in 3 separate phases. Those phases are going to be teach, train, and proof, right? With the teach phase, all that is it's putting an action to a word. So the configuration of a sit where her bum is on the floor, 2 paws are in front, and her head is up and chest is off of the ground, that is what we would deem a sit. Now, for her to learn and understand how to actually get into that configuration is only part of the issue. Getting her to sit and hold it across 4 different elements or 4 different planes is a completely different story. So the 4 different elements that we want her to be able to, no matter what it is that we ask her to do, are going to be distance, duration, distraction, and environment. So phase 1 is putting a word to an action. Phase 2 is going to be holding her accountable to the thing that we just told her. So if I told her to sit and she doesn't, I can now give her a physical correction, whether it be a leash pop, whether it be a spray bottle, something like that. Something that shows her that, hey, the thing that I asked you to do that you're not doing, there's now consequences linked to that. And then the third and final phase is now that she knows and now that she understands what it is that I'm asking of her, now she has to be able to represent that across 4 different elements. That's going to be the, so if we're talking about sit, she now has to show me that she knows not only how to sit, like get into the actual configuration, but she also knows that she has to be able to sit for a duration or a certain amount of time that I tell her, whether it's 30 seconds or 5 minutes. She has to be able to sit through distraction. So if I tell her to sit and I throw a ball in her general direction, she can't move from that spot. And then we also have distance. How far away can I be from you until you decide that you no longer want to listen to me? So can I be 30 feet away from you? Can I be completely out of the room? Can I be completely out of line of sight from you before you decide to listen to me, right? So, and the way that we do that is we have to hold her accountable at the very first instance of her disobedience. So if I tell her to sit and she's sitting, I'm looking at 2 different spots. I'm looking at her bum and I'm looking at her head. Her bum is going to tell me her propensity of obeying the sit for a little bit of a time, and her head is actually going to show me where her focus is, right? So sit, good. So I'm looking at her bum and I'm looking at her head, and if she moves even a little bit, I am going to give a physical correction. Nope, sit. Good sit. Yes. And I am going to play off of that $1 million word, which is successive approximation. So right now, I can only work on one of those elements at a time. So if I want her to sit for distance, duration, distraction, and environment, I can only work on, if I'm going to work on duration, I can only work on duration. Meaning that if I have her sit for 2 minutes, I also can't be running around throwing hot dogs and sprinting up and down the aisles because I'm messing with distance and distraction at the same time. So I only want to focus on duration. It would be unfair to her to focus on like 4 or 5 different things at one particular time. But the easiest way to get her to start to understand the concept of being held accountable is through the sit. The sit is going to be the easiest one for you because it's the easiest one to tell if she's actually going to pop up out of that position and continue to do something a little bit different. So for your homework, all I want you to do is I want you to work on the duration, right? If we have her sit, our goal is going to be to have her sit for 2 minutes, right? And all you're going to be doing is sit, watching her, or her head and her bum, and you're just going to keep a timer on, right? Now, and you're gonna go in 10-second increments. So if the first time I have her sit is going to be for 30 seconds, the next time is going to be for 40, and the next time is sit is going to be for 50, 60, and so on and so forth. Notice how I corrected her out of the down, because the down is not a sit. We want her to understand this thing. No, sit. And this thing only. Even though she's not moving around, even though she's in one stationary spot, she still has to maintain the sit. Yes, good girl. And that's how when you're doing your obedience sessions with her at home, this is really going to push her over the edge to actually listening to you, because it takes quite a bit of leadership for her to understand, oh, I have to be in this particular body position, and I can't go down. I have to actually stay in this particular position for the entirety of the time. So this is really, really going to help you out when you'll notice that if we hold her accountable strictly to that position, small things start to go away, like her not listening to you. Like if she's outside and you call her to come back in, her propensity of coming back in will actually increase, because she's learning that when you're asking for specific things, you're expecting specific things. So just keep that in mind as you guys are training, and we will look forward to seeing you guys again later on in the future, and we'll see you in the next video.